Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Deffinition, and this is the channel where we've been watching The Watchmen to break down everything that you need to know about the show and the characters in it. Throughout this video we're going to be discussing the mysterious Lady Trieu and going over the best fan theories about her origin story and what her overall plan could be. There will be heavy spoilers here, so if you aren't fully caught up on the show and don't want to know what happens, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for daily breakdowns just like this. And with that out of the way, thank you for clicking this video. Now let's get into who Lady Trieu is. Lady Trieu, played by Hong Chau, is a world-famous trillionaire that owns a vast majority of businesses and research departments that specialise in cloning, pharmaceuticals and temporal devices. Trieu is a futurist who seems to have an unlimited amount of resources at her disposal and the means to get whatever she wants. This is exemplified in her introduction in Watchmen episode 4, in which the character wishes to trade a newborn baby with a couple who are unable to have children in exchange for their land. Using DNA samples, Trieu has managed to create the child from their genetics, and it's clear that she has the means and abilities to play God with whoever she chooses. Trieu also owns all of Ozymandias' corporations and subsidiaries after purchasing them in 2012. She seems to be obsessed with the character, erecting a mysterious location known as the Millennium Clock on the outskirts of Tulsa and breaking the ground by quoting Shelley's poem Ozymandias, most notably the line, "Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair." The character also keeps a golden statue of Ozymandias as company, and her vivarium bears a striking similarity to the one that Veidt had at his palace in Karnak. She clearly knows that the character is still alive because of her accidental use of the present tense when discussing him. I'll get into the more major connection between the two later, but I thought I'd just drop that in before we talk where Veidt is later on. Lady Trieu hails from Vietnam, but outside of this, very little is actually known about her character. The name Lady Trieu actually comes from a 3rd century Vietnam warrior. Lady Trieu managed to resist the Chinese occupation of Vietnam, and she is pretty much known as the Joan of Arc of the country. Now, Vietnam is a massively important part of Watchmen lore, and it actually differs massively from the real world country that we know today. In Watchmen history, America actually won the Vietnam War because of Dr. Manhattan, and since then it has become part of the United States. This is why the American flag in the show differs slightly to the one that we know, as it contains Vietnam and several other territories. This explains why Trieu is able to accumulate such a vast fortune and easily operate within the US, as they are technically all part of the same entity. It's clear that Trieu had a troubled childhood, and this has, in some strange way, been passed on to her daughter, who is too haunted by her memories. Initially, a lot of people guessed that this was because Trieu's daughter was a clone and was somehow carrying her memories, and this may be true. However, I have another possibility. We know that Trieu, upon purchasing Veidt's companies, brought his perfume range Nostalgia over, and then repurposed the name into a range of pills that are literally memories. When researching this product through HBO's supplementary material on the show, there is a warning that if one takes the pills whilst pregnant, that they have the potential to fuse with the fetus, and this may cause the child to retain the memories of their parents. To me, this explains why Trieu's daughter remembers the Vietnam War, and it's also reasons like this that the pills were outlawed. Just don't say that Angela's pills. That's a little joke for people who watched my last Watchmen video. No, I'm sorry YouTube, I'm an idiot. Anyway, the Vietnam memories themselves could also paint out the truth about who Trieu truly is. In the Watchmen graphic novel, we learn that during the Vietnam War, the comedian ended up getting one of the locals pregnant, and in a fit of rage he murdered her. It could be possible that Trieu is actually the daughter of this woman, and though the mother died, there is potential that the baby was saved. Dr. Manhattan was present during all of this, and though it seemed like he did not act on the murder, he may have intervened to save the child. Now, this is a big point of contention, and I can see a lot of people disagreeing with it. However, during the outburst, the comedian did say that the doc could have saved her at any moment, but he chose not to, which cemented that he was truly detached from humanity. We know from Ozymandias that this is not the case, and he states that John shows his emotions through micro expressions, and whilst the majority of people are too unaware to pick them up, to him, the doc might as well have been sobbing. This makes me believe that during this murder, Dr. Manhattan still had an attachment to humanity, and he saved the child, which later grew up to be Lady Trieu. Dr. Manhattan has the ability to see every moment in his life simultaneously, and if his future version was interacting with Trieu, then that would mean that this past version would have to save her during this time. It's all complicated how the time stuff works with Doc, but there is a causality in which everything has to happen the way that it happens. Doc sums it up when he says, "We are all puppets, I can just see the strings," therefore his past has to line up with his future, and though he doesn't necessarily have free will, he is complicit in carrying out actions that lead to the future. Anyway, whatever the case, Dr. Manhattan during the war would have been aware of Trieu's importance in the future, so he would have known about her existence during the conflict. Whether she is the comedian's daughter and therefore Laurie's half-sister or not remains to be seen, but there is a lot of potential that the two interacted early on, and he may have been instrumental in how she was able to gain such wealth. We know that Dr. Manhattan is able to create duplicates of himself, and this could have been the key to Trieu discovering how to create clones. She already runs a successful business at Forever Pets that carries this out, and Doc could have given her the wisdom of how to create replicas of cells. There is another aspect of the show that deals massively in clones, and this is a huge aesthetic of Ozymandias' prison. Whenever we see the character, he is typically joined by clones of both male and female servants who attend to his every whim without question. Except for the game warden, of course. These clones have likely been created by Trieu in order to serve and keep him on the grounds of his prison. Personally, I believe that after the election of Robert Redford, Ozzy realised that the world was not going to end up becoming the utopia that he had once envisioned, and thus he became depressed and fed up with humanity. Sharing a similarity with Dr. Manhattan, he decided to ostracize himself and he sold his company to Trieu, divulging all of his secrets in the process. Ozzy just wished to be away from it all, and for me this is cemented by the line in which he says that he originally arrived at the castle and its grounds believing it to be a paradise, but he soon realised that it was a prison. It's also possible that Doc and Trieu helped Ozzy move to the prison, and Trieu may have created the environment with the same skills that she used to build her vivarium, and then Doc created the castle. We did see in episode 1 that he was building a castle on Mars, and this bore a striking resemblance to Ozzy's, so perhaps this was a prototype of the one that would eventually come to be on the moon that Ozzy now inhabits. Dr. Manhattan can teleport anywhere at once along with others, so this would make it possible for him to take Ozzy anywhere in the galaxy at a moment's notice. Ozzy is probably on the Jupiter moon Europa, and we did see him arranging the corpses of clones to spell out "Save Me D," which could be a call out to Dr. Manhattan because the character wishes to return to Earth. Ozzy is pulled back into his prison, and we are then told that he will be put on trial, and potentially this could have him being found guilty, and therefore he will be sent back to Earth for breaking the terms of his agreement. It is possible that the meteor that we see crashing down to Earth on the farm in the 4th episode is Ozzy coming back, and this would be why Trieu wished to purchase the property. The gold statue that we see of the character could literally be the character encased in gold, which, yeah, not a nice way to go. How Trieu managed to predict this crash? Well, it could be because the clock that she is building tells time. When the clock is discussed, it is specified as something that can, quote unquote, tell time, and this may mean that through it the user is able to see their own future and past, similar to Dr. Manhattan. We know that Trieu has a fascination with the past due to nostalgia, and this could be an extension of that, which explains how she is able to know to be at the farm for the arrival of the meteorite. There's also a theory that the Judd Crawford that we see hanging in episode 1 is actually just a clone of the character, and he's still out there somewhere working with the 7th Cavalry, but yeah, that's for another video. Overall though, Trieu is a fascinating character, and I hope this video has opened your mind up to what could be going on with her and where the show might be heading. I just wanted to redeem myself for the Angela Pill statement, so yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Now obviously I'd love to hear your thoughts on Lady Trieu and what you think is going to happen in the show going forward. Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then please give it a thumbs up, and make sure you check out our full breakdown of the series so far, which will be linked at the end. We go through the show episode by episode discussing all of the things that you missed, so it's definitely worth staying locked to the channel if you want to know more. If you want to come chat to me after the video then make sure you follow me on Twitter at DeffinitionYT, or head over to my Discord server which will be linked in the description below. We drop videos on there early, so if you want to see stuff before anyone else then that's the best place to be. It's free to join and we have an awesome community, so hopefully I see you over there very soon. We're also giving away a free copy of the Marvel Phase 3 Part 2 box set on Blu-ray which contains Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, Captain Marvel and more, and all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is like the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts on Lady Trieu in the comment section below. The winner's going to be chosen on the 15th of December and the set will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. This is a channel for people who are super into superheroes, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I've been Deffinition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.